record. There goes the stream. And we're good to go.
Welcome. What's going on? This is episode 360 of the IT and the D Show, broadcasting live from our respective homes. This is Bob the Sales Guy. That's Dave the Geek. Randy at Do the Twitters is doing the Twitters. Find us online, itandthed.com. And do us a favor, give us a like on the socials and subscribe to us everywhere. Fine podcasts are sold.
As per usual, no real updates on events. We're thinking about September. We'll see whether they're not happening this month. Obviously, we'll see how things evolve and go over the course of the next few weeks, and figure out if we're doing September shortly.
Yeah, I got asked by a few people to do virtual events, and my answer,
I just don't think it's practical.
No, my answer was it's always the same thing. You know, we have 9,000 people in our LinkedIn group, and a few others. Close to that same amount in our Facebook group. I would suggest shooting out a rando email to someone saying, hey, I'm thinking about putting together, just doing for like 8 to 10 people, put it on. I just, for us to do that would be just a hellacious amount of work and trying to fit who goes where.
Right. And who coordinates with what. And yeah.
So, we've got enough people in this thing where I think, if you guys want to go do it, go do it.
Well, and if you want help coordinating it and that kind of stuff, by all means, feel free to reach out. I mean, we're more than willing to help make things happen.
Yeah, I have no issues with promoting it, pushing it, whatever. If you need help driving people to it, it just right now is it's just a very very, very weird time. But hey, America is ready to get back to work. But to win in this new economy, you need every advantage to succeed. Smart companies run on NetSuite by Oracle, the world's #1 cloud business system. With NetSuite, you'll have visibility and control over your financials, HR, inventory, e-commerce, and more. Everything you need all in one place. Whether you're doing $1 million or hundreds of millions in sales, NetSuite lets you manage every penny with precision. You'll have the agility to compete with anyone, work from anywhere, and run your whole company right from your phone. Join over 20,000 companies who trust NetSuite to make it happen. NetSuite did you a favor, and they surveyed hundreds of business leaders and assembled a playbook on the top strategies they're using as America reopens for business. To get your free guide, 7 actions businesses need to take now, and schedule your free tour, go to netsuite.com/IT in the D to get your free guide and schedule your free product tour right now. Just hit them up, netsuite.com/IT in the D.
Very cool.
Indeed.
Hey, so we talked a lot last week about Umbrella Academy.
Yes.
And we've talked a lot in the past about things we hate about shitty time travel in movies.
Yes.
So there's a problem with the Umbrella Academy. So, and they address one small part of it.
Right, who's the nerd? You didn't find it. You found it?
No, but it like came through an online conversation. I'm like, okay, well, yeah, there's that part, but then what about this entire thing? So there's the one scene where Luther and Five as a kid and Five as an adult are all like basically fighting each other on the grassy knoll in Dealey Plaza, and young Five says, "No, look, old Five, you've basically got to go through this portal." Or else it ruins everything. Like if you don't go through that portal, I cease to exist. And they also managed to destroy the suitcase, which also like limits how things can, on a paradox front there.
Staring at the picture. It's like staring at the picture in Back to the Future.
Exactly. So the problem though is the ending. So the finale, so the kids wrap things up, and then they flash forward back to the day after the apocalypse, and I guess, I don't know, it's not really spoilers, it's been out for a couple weeks now. They wind up back in Reginald Hargrave's home, but he is no longer their father. He has no longer adopted them. He has adopted a whole other set of kids because he was so annoyed by them when he ran into them back in the 60s during the time travel loop. But so if you're so worried about paradox that old Five had to jump through the thing in order for young Five to exist, then how is jumping forward and the Umbrella Academy no longer exists, and it's now the Sparrow Academy with this whole other set of characters? How does that not eliminate them from doing their, like, why? Because without Hargraves, none of them ever come together. And so if they're not together, then they're not the Umbrella Academy. They don't go back to 1962. They don't go back to any, or 63. They don't go back to any of this stuff. So WTF?
They would have disappeared the second that they did that.
That's
the second that he talked to him. They'd boop, gone.
Well, yeah, because I mean, like, that was the whole thing. Like, I was waiting for Allison to, like, do the whole "I heard a rumor" thing and, like, wipe his mind about it, but she never did. And so, yeah, like, I whatever. I'm just.
This is why time travel will never happen. Just it'll never be right.
Oh, it's like we've always, all those memes floating around. No, time travel exists, and 2020 is proof of it. Because people keep coming back and trying to fix something, but then they make it worse. Like, so that's why the whole murder hornet thing disappeared. But now you have the bubonic plague outbreak in Arizona.
The bionic plague.
Yes. People are growing boobs on their necks. That's exactly what's happening.
Nice.
Yes.
It could be worse. So apparently our kids aren't starting school this year.
Not in school. Not the way it's looking. You've got more and more. I mean, Fraser has not announced yet. I know yours did. I believe St. Clair Shores did, and a few other did, that they are going wholly virtual for at least the start of school. And I can't say that I blame them. And that's, in fact, we were just talking pre-show. We're going to get Fred Brown, our good old super scary infectious disease expert, back on again next week, and we'll talk to him about everything that's been going on and what's coming and that kind of stuff. What's going on with the vaccines and the testing and all that stuff. So, but yeah, I mean, dude, it's just, I mean, think about it. You've got Major League Baseball that basically has infinite resources and can't keep outbreaks from happening. You've got football that has infinite resources and can't stop false positives from happening. So
I don't see, this is the one thing I want to ask him. This is the one thing I don't get. It's like you go like Stafford, the governor of Ohio, like you test positive, then you keep retesting until it's negative. And it's like you just keep doing it until you get the answer you want.
Like you just keep doing the breathalyzer until you're down underneath being drunk. That's
4 hours later. Hey, I'm not drunk anymore.
I'm totally fine. I'm only a 0.04. Let me go.
But the whole thing with Stafford was jacked up. Like his wife, who just got done getting like brain surgery. I don't remember the exact.
Didn't she have some sort of? I believe it was like a brain cancer thing.
Yeah, but like people are like trashing on her, like out in public, like why are you out?
How dare you be out in public when you've been exposed to the virus? And they were lighting her up. Oh, it's crazy.
Yeah, one of the cool things I did this weekend, and it's an idea for places, and I don't understand why. I mean, I think not everyone can do it, but are you familiar with the Polish Century Club on 15 into Quinder?
Yeah.
Like where Polka is, and there's the wedding hall across the street.
Yeah, it used to be right by. Yeah, I used to live out that way.
Yeah, they took all the banquet tables and chairs and basically took over the parking lot and brought out like a DJ playing Euro trash. Polka.
That's what Detroit Shipping Company's done. That's
Yeah, but had everybody running food out and nobody was allowed in except you had to pee.
Yep, that's exactly what DSC is doing, and it's phenomenal, except it's incredibly weather dependent.
Yeah. Oh, I know. If it rained, it would have been, it would have been trash.
Yep.
But it was just nice seeing that many people together, but not together, but together.
Right.
I mean, there must have been 3, 4, at least 400 people there. I mean, it was packed. You couldn't get a seat.
Which is, I mean, I guess not to put anybody on blast, but aren't outdoor gatherings limited to 100 people currently?
But our tables are so far apart. I couldn't spit to the next table. There was 10
you tried?
people, 10. Yeah, I did. I totally. I wonder if I could spit. No, I think there was at least 10, 12 feet between tables, at least. I mean, it was spaced out. It wasn't. Yeah, nobody when you walk by, it weren't even near you.
Gotcha. No, it makes sense.
No, but just families and just it was it's been a while.
And is this where you discovered you might have been wrong about the QR codes all along?
Dude, no, I was. So, you guys know I love my wife to death. She's the best. She's medical field. She's not technical. She's the first one to explain it. We go to Miguel's Tequileria or whatever. I talked about this. The garage door is open, so we're like, let's sit down at a restaurant. We haven't been since this thing started. She takes a effing picture of the QR code, goes, it doesn't work. And I'm like, babe, love you. No, give me your phone.
That's not how this works. That's
No.
not how any of this works. Yeah.
So I had to send an apology email to the whole entire the Auburn Hills Tifa tax board, because every time we talk about putting a QR code on something, I go bananas, ape shit, yelling at them how stupid it is. So now I like literally tail between my legs, going, on behalf of myself and myself only, I solemnly apologize. QR codes do have a place in society.
I mean, they're still not incredibly practical, but they have a function.
No, it makes. I've been going out to more restaurants, or at least for lunch and stuff, and they're phenomenal. It's very quick, it's very easy. Like again, I like putting them on the back of a semi truck, stupid, on a billboard, a little bit more stupider.
Right.
They're super easy on an iPhone. Is it easy on Android?
Now it is. It's just a pop up, and you click a button, and it's, one of them it was forcing a PDF download, so I had to go into my downloads folder and
probably a menu would be my guess.
Yeah. Whatever. Then I just pulled up the download, then I deleted it. But yeah, the QR codes have been a wonderful resurgence in the world.
So speaking of dumb shit online, can we get into the dumbest QAnon conspiracy theory dipshit thing of the week?
Dude, what did I miss? What the hell is QAnon? No. Like, I saw a couple people bringing it up. What is it?
So
4chan. What?
It is a group born out of 4chan, of course.
Okay.
And it is people that believe that there is an operative named Q who is anonymous, although some people believe that it is Trump himself in the government who is, trying to basically, get the truth out and do their thing. And so like these are the people that were behind like the whole Pizzagate thing. These are the people that were behind the whole Wayfair thing that we talked about a few weeks ago.
They were behind that? Okay.
Yes. So this latest one, apparently there is a from the Trolls World Tour movie. There's a doll named Poppy. And Poppy, when you push her stomach, like sings and does all kinds of stuff because it's a doll and it's kids and they're trolls and it's about a movie about singing trolls, so they sing. And then there is also like a button / sensor so that when the doll sits down, because this happens in the movie, she makes like a ooh noise or whatever. Well, so this woman goes and gets this doll for her kid and puts this video online about how this button on the doll, basically the doll's ass,
it's the butthole. It's like literally the taint
literally
is the
and it's like normalizing,
just like real life. The taint is a button.
It's
Randy grows.
It's basically normalizing pedophilia and normalizing making sure that kids think it's okay if somebody touches you there and you make a silly noise, and it's just the dumbest. I mean, like seriously, it literally broke my brain.
Who signed off on like having a butthole button on a doll?
Well, but it's because it's supposed, because when it sits, because it happened, like I said, there's a couple scenes in the movie where when she sits down, it's a thing. Like it's she sits down and goes, ooh, like
they couldn't
whatever.
have like a red dot sensor or something. They had to put
how about you don't hey lady, how about you don't play with the doll's ass? Like maybe when you go looking for shit, you'll find shit. That's how that goes.
The first thing you do when you buy a doll is take off the pants. I have a 6-year-old. Trust me. I don't think I have a clothed Barbie in my house. And trust me, if there was a butthole button.
Well, but honestly, the moral of the story is this doll has now been pulled from shelves across America. Which has now made it a collector's item, which has now made That's can that be the title of this episode 360 #butthole button? #butthole button. Nice.
No, that was like the Lion King book where you did like squash bananas up his ass, squash bananas up his ass.
Yeah.
Yeah. They all try to sneak that shit in. You don't know about that, Randy?
No.
Apparently he was singing in Swahili, like one of the Lion King characters, and it was like a picture book. And the ones on the right, there's like 8 buttons, and it like sings something or makes a noise, or like, and then you pushed one, and said squash. It sounds like squash bananas up his ass.
Which
YouTube it when
I heard it about it. Whatever. Again, if you go looking for shit, you're gonna find shit. That's how things work.
Yeah.
So you know what I don't get? Like the whole the meme spreading bullshit. Like I'm like, hey, there's gonna be no Spirit Halloween, and you're like, no, it's fake. So then I Google it and I'm like, yeah, it is fake. Why would you make a meme saying that like Spirit Halloween's?
Oh, and it wasn't, dude. It wasn't even a meme. It was somebody like took the time to create something that looked like it was on Spirit Halloween letterhead. It was like a scan that it looked like it was a picture or a scan of like a letter coming from like a higher up at Spirit Halloween saying they weren't going to be open this year. So it's even worse than so like, dude, like you can whip together a meme in like 30 seconds, if that.
But when I saw that thing, there was zero chance of it being legitimate. I'm like, oh, cool. No Spirit Halloween, something to talk about. Then I'm like, you're just like, it's fake. And then I'm like, fake? That looks like the dumbest thing to fake. Like,
because, dude, why? Because the clickety clicks and the controversy, and people are bored, and yada yada.
Dude, you want to know about conspiracy theories? Did you see? So obviously, everyone saw the Beirut explosion, correct?
Yep. Oh, yeah. Dude, those went nuts.
Did you see the one that was in either negative, reverse negative, or whatever the formatting is?
You can see a missile in negative, but you couldn't see it on the regular film.
Yes,
because they're invisible.
Right.
Missiles are invisible.
I did. That's the first thing I said. I'm like, why wouldn't you be able to see it if it's daylight out? Like, but like all of a sudden, like this thing is, you put it in negative, and whoa, there's a missile.
That's right up there with Cartman saying that Kyle's face is in the smoke over the Twin Towers on 9/11, and it's all his fault. That's
probably true. You find the devils and all that. It's like when you find it at the right exact moment,
right, and apply the right filter, and But no, I mean, because and that's it is, dude. The weirdest thing about that is, so then the story rapidly came out that there was a whole bunch of ammonium nitrate that was stored in there. And I mean, for those who don't remember or don't know, the whole the federal building in Oklahoma was taken out by a truck with I believe it was 2 tons of ammonium nitrate, and this had something like 3,000 tons,
2,700
stored in it. So I mean and apparently it had just been sitting there for 6 or 7 years. And anyone with that's ever worked with fertilizer or even basics of chemistry, you don't leave shit like that in a warehouse for 6 or 7 years, because it starts to degrade and it starts to go bad, and then bad things start to happen, things go boom. But then the weird thing about this is basically the entire Beirut, or I should go back and look at the story again. It's either the entire government of the city of Beirut or the entire government of the country of Lebanon basically just resigned today and said,
what?
Yeah, no, for real. That's a real thing. They all just went, yeah, we're out.
Yeah.
All were they? What were they under fire for? Letting this happen?
Yeah. They've known about it for over a year, apparently, that this dangerous payload was sitting in the docks in Beirut. And haven't done anything about it.
And apparently they just all resigned.
Jeez. I mean, if it was terrorism, that's the world's most patient terrorist,
Yeah, we're playing the long game.
Yeah, last week NPR's Up First had a brief story about where it all came from and how long it's been there and that type of thing. So check that out. But
yeah, no, speaking of, conspiracy theories and all that fun stuff, and God, this is getting so much, I don't know if you're this is getting a ton of traction on the Facebook page. So Friday is the 17th anniversary of the big old blackout of 2003.
Yeah.
And I'm, I remember, like I said, when it became apparent that the power wasn't popping right back on, I walked out to my car, turned it on, flipped on the radio, and every station was just flooded with, all the, it's another 9/11, it's another terrorist attack, it's another this, it's another that. And so, yeah, that was it was just, we didn't have power for a weekend. It was nuts.
I was in Midtown Detroit. Phones weren't working. I remember I had a Nextel flip.
Well, because hey, okay, kids, 2003, no books of the face, no smartphones, no any of that shit.
So I go home and I live in a townhouse cul-de-sac, right? And Magic Mike, who we said, all right, well, if the power's out all weekend, we weren't freaking out or anything, but he's like, we got to dump out all our crap in the freezer. It's going to go bad.
Oh, dude, I grilled like a madman that weekend.
We grilled frozen shrimp on the barbecue.
Yep.
He took out like, I don't even like, they were breaded, dude. Like we put wood skewers through them because we had nothing else to cook. And then basically we took out all of our lawn chairs, and since it's a cul-de-sac, all the neighbors, we just started like, everyone started congregating outside, bringing the tiki torches from the backyards to the front yards.
Oh yeah.
And there's one good thing that happened from it. I mean,
you have a daughter
that's 16 years old and 3 months old. Yeah. Gretchen was born literally 9 months, almost to the exact date. So,
I do love that story. That's hilarious.
That's why you brought it up, because you knew I'd be like, Gretchen.
No, I did it because I remember. So because I was working for a beauty industry distributor at the time, and so after listening to all the shit on the news, I walked back in and I'm like, the whole executive committee was, we were in a room, and I just said, hey, look, this is what they're saying, this is what it's looking like, and the owner of the company, who just giant bag of douche, but he was adamant that we shouldn't let people go, and because we had to get those orders filled and everything shipped out, and I just looked at him, I'm like, dude. They're saying it's another 9/11. It's another terrorist attack. UPS and FedEx aren't showing up to pick shit up. And there's some things going on right now that are a little bit more important than some nail tech in Jersey getting their polish. Like, just no.
Hey, that's debatable if you ask the nail tech. I'm just saying.
Oh, well, why? Well, they didn't have power. They weren't going to be open.
Right. Yeah, that too.
But I mean, that was the best, is because we had like this whole equipment thing that we ran online. And like one of the guys, because I mean, had the car charger, would turn the car on, go like charge my phone for a while, so it kept a charge. And one of the guys that owned a new place that was opening, I would place this huge order with us, and calls me like in the midst of all this crap. I think it was Saturday. I think it was the Saturday, if I recall correctly. And he was like, "Hey, man, just calling to check in and see if there's any updates or any of that kind of shit." And I'm like, "Man, aren't you in Virginia? Don't you not have power too?" And he was like, "Oh yeah, no power. That's why I'm calling you. I'm bored as shit, and you at least always make me laugh." So like, okay.
See, if it would have happened today, or if it would happen again, I think the panic would social media, I think, inflicts more panic than just by calling like a neighbor. Because that's all we did. We just called neighbors and family, and we just
said, "Hey, you got power? All right, well, shit, I can't come there. Hey, you got power?"
No. Right. What's it say on the news? Nothing.
All
right.
Yeah.
I got some bottles of Jaeger in the freezer. I'm gonna pull them out. Yeah.
Yep.
Today, everyone, how many stories
dogs
would be
and
out?
cats living together, mass hysteria.
Right.
Although the one comment that we got from somebody, and I don't have the page loading in front of us. I'm sorry, I don't remember her name. But apparently she was working the front desk at the Detroit Marriott when it happened, and so they had to go through and basically manually check and lock for safety every single room, get all the guests out of the rooms, and for those guests that couldn't leave, had to try to figure out how to get them comfy in like one of the ballrooms or something like that, so they could centralize stuff until it was over. And I'm like, God, like that's a logistical nightmare I didn't even think of. Like that had to be the worst.
Right, no doubt. I'm squirreling a little bit, but these articles keep coming out, and I keep hating them every time because they're worse and worse and worse and worse. CIO Magazine must do the 7 issues keeping CIOs up at night, just like Maxim does. 15 pounds in 15 days, get them abs.
For the 7 things that guys really want.
Yeah. But like everything is 7 issues keeping CIOs up at night, and not one CIO says anything funny, like Netflix. Right. Yeah. Or infomercials, or, insomnia.
Have you ever done a marathon? Well, I mean, do you mean on Netflix?
Right. And they're all bullshit answers. Oh, maintaining 100% uptime in my data center. Like, bullshit.
The security of our customers' data.
Right.
No, that's
right.
That's not half.
Almost half reported large-scale adoption of cloud.
My asshole neighbor that keeps shooting off fireworks should be somewhere on there.
That yippy dog next door that I'm going to assassinate.
The yippy dog next door that won't shut up, that they won't bring inside. Yeah.
Can someone please, if you're listening, I know that every CIO in the country listens to the show.
You all get these surveys. We're we're begging you, just once, be honest. Like just please.
Right.
We'll actually take them more seriously if you do.
I'll even accept my insatiable wife. I mean, I don't care, just anything. This just drives me nuts.
So hey, we touched lightly on the whole Rona thing with Stafford. I do think it's interesting how they're handling the situation now. Where like last week we talked about, or 2 weeks ago, where we talked about the whole campus that wants you to wear a bio button, which is basically what the Lions are doing, except the Lions are putting microchip devices on all of their players and staff. And what I found really interesting is apparently there are tiers of people that you are allowed to be around or not be around. And if someone is not in one of, and I'm trying to like, how does this work? Like, how does the microchip know when it's like, because like I'm not wearing a microchip, they don't know who the hell I am. But like, how does it know if it's not someone in one of those tiers? Like, or is that part of the thing? Like, if you're around somebody who's wearing one of the microchip things, then great, you're still in the bubble. But if we detect that there's someone close by that isn't wearing one of these because we're not getting a signal, then bad juju happens.
Yeah, it didn't say what, like, it didn't designate the tiers, but it's like devices blink and give audio alerts if you get too close to people outside designated tiers. So it's like danger, Will Robinson.
Danger.
Like, what, you know.
Danger. It's like, I remember remember those like shitty car alarms that like the guys with like the Nissan NSXs had back in the day. They would be like, please take 2 steps back from the vehicle.
Yeah. Wasn't it the Viper?
Yeah. Oh, they put them on those too. Yeah.
Yeah, and it was like that 7-step, like,
yep.
You know, you knew it. It was almost like a bad techno song. Like you knew it exactly what it was.
Well, and if you've ever been around, like, you know, Tom Lawrence or, you know, anybody with a Tesla, if they have this feature engaged, you know, if you walk too close to it, it basically snaps a picture of you.
Does it really?
Yeah. Oh yeah.
You know what? So could I throw this out real quick? Here's one of the dumbest things I've ever heard.
Could I stop you if I tried? Let's be honest.
No. So like Chicago apparently had riots last night, and it's pretty bad.
Dude.
But they broke into Tesla.
Yeah.
What are you taking?
Yeah, you're not getting the car out.
They're all bricked.
Yeah.
Swag.
What swag?
Well, yeah.
Hey, like I got Tesla branded T-shirts or whatever. I don't know what they
Tesla
have.
coffee mug. Sweet. I mean, but you know, they said the place that got hit the hardest was Old Navy. Like that's your number one target. Although,
see the video I saw, there was a woman. There was like a huge stack of Lucky jeans. She's like bitching about, I don't need no Lucky jeans, and going someplace else.
Well, what's interesting, and I thought, like, so again, I've always said if criminals would just spend like 10% of the time that they spend on coming up with their criminal plans, on doing something productive, life would probably be a lot better in general. But like, so watching how, because I think it was whatever the station is out of Chicago, I was watching their live stream for a while, and they were showing a lot of the recorded footage from the security cameras. And basically what looters are doing now is they're getting these caravans of cars together. And then they're all coming to a stop at this, like, and there's like at least a couple rows. So you've got like 6 to 9 cars that are all in on this together. And then they all stop to block traffic. And then everybody jumps out, goes, breaks a window, loots a store, does their shit, and then runs back out of the store, throws all the shit in the car. And then like the first 2 rows of cars start driving away to make their escape. While like the 3rd row is sitting there like, hey, we don't know what's going on. We're just here while those people were doing bad things. Like
those are all gamers. They all played Call of Duty.
Entirely possible.
They're all playing plunder right now, because that's like the point is to get all the money. That's total gaming strategy. You got, you know, 2 guys looking out the front.
You got the blockers. You've got
Yeah, exactly. Those are,
and it's weird because like apparently some shit's been going on in DC too, but you're not hearing about it on the news. Like I've got friends down there that are saying that there was a bunch of shit that went on there last night and even today. And I guess the news broke that you know, Trump was doing a like a press briefing or something, and got basically rushed out of the damn room right after he started because there was a shooting, an officer involved shooting right in front of the White House. But apparently there was a lot of shit that's been going on there for like the last 24 hours that isn't hitting the wire. And so I'm curious. I want to see how much more that develops. I've been checking in with a few friends just to get some more details. But yeah, there's like it's not quiet. Like people we stop seeing it on the news every night, and so we kind of dismiss it and think it's not still going on. Oh no, shit's still going on. Yeah.
No, I check. I always check YouTube on like unedited indie. Like they'll upload anything.
Yeah.
So like, I always watch like 4 or 5, so there's like no narrative. You know what I
Right.
mean? Like,
yeah, just show me the data and let me make up my
don't
own
talk.
mind. Yeah.
I don't want to hear what you got to say. Let me see what's going on. Speaking of Trump, and it was by far my favorite meme this week that I uploaded on our Facebook page was they ordered banning TikTok unless they sold to a U.S. based corporation.
Right.
So
isn't it by September 15th, if I recall correctly?
45 days.
Yeah.
So basically, there was the Spice Girls that said, if you want to steal
if
my
you
data,
want to steal my data,
you got to be a U.S. based corporation because that matters, apparently.
Right. Well, I mean, that's the thing. I mean, Facebook launched what is it, Instagram Reels, I believe, this week, which is supposed to be like the TikTok competitor. Dude,
it's okay, but.
Well, but I mean, like, so you talk about like data collection, dude. Nobody's collecting more data on you or me or anybody else than Facebook is. Like, let's just be real.
Google's more.
Man,
I guess location is Facebook collecting your minute by minute location?
If you don't
data?
tell it not to, yeah. And most people don't pay attention to that shit. So
now here's the thing, though. Like, I got 2 teenage daughters, and I started talking to them about TikTok, and they're like, they could give 2 shits about whatever. I'm like, they pretty much. I go to Chinese company about TikTok owning all the base.
Oh yeah, because they don't get it. They don't care.
No, because they're like, what do they own? I go, they know where you are. They have access to all your pictures. They do this. They, if you start buying stuff with a credit card, they got access to all your stored passwords. Blah, blah. Like, nah. It's basically, I'm gonna go do my stupid, thing upstairs.
Stupid 20-second video. Yeah. I get it. Well, I mean, and that's the thing. And it's, but then again, I mean, you're the guy that still has all the default passwords on all the devices in your house. So, I mean, who are you to be preaching, security to your kids? I'm just saying.
Just my canaries. I don't care about my nest and canaries.
Well, see, and they don't care about the TikToks.
Go look at my front door Amazon cam. You can see all my neighbors walking by. Ooh.
Right. So this one, like, I'm trying to figure out if I'm okay with this or not. So Disney Plus, which I know I've got, I know you've got, Randy, I think you have as well.
Yep.
Disney Plus announced that Mulan, the live action version, which was supposed to hit theaters, is instead going to go straight to Disney Plus. Okay, cool. That's great. Downside is it's going to go to Disney Plus for an extra $30 you have to pay in order to see it. I don't like. Yeah, like, dude, like, so here's the thing, like, and this is what I don't understand is why, number one, you're going to piss off your current subscribers, because if I'm already paying you, whatever, to have this, every month, then kiss my ass, content is content. But then 2, why wouldn't you, because like, you look at how, I mean, I get it. Like, dude, Disney's like stock is tanking. The parks are closing again. Like, they're going to reduced hours and all that crap. So, I mean, I get it. You're not having the best year, but then, your one bright spot is Disney Plus with all of your subscribers and that kind of stuff. So why wouldn't you use this as the teaser that, hey,
right,
it's only being released on Disney Plus. So if you want it, you better come subscribe.
Well, nobody's been excited about Disney Plus since Mandalorian. That's why everybody jumped on it anyway.
Well, but Mandalorian 2 is getting ready to come out, so
yeah. But like, there hasn't been shit. So, answer me a question, by the way.
So, do people with subscription services not go see movies in theaters, or because how much would it cost to take your family to go see Mulan in theater?
I mean,
$70.
Yeah, I was just going to go probably $100.
Yeah, so you can pay $30 and fill your living room with people to watch it.
But I don't have a subscription service to a movie theater. Like, that's not how that is.
You can wait until it's free on Disney Plus. I mean, it's going to be free eventually.
So answer me this.
No, sir, I don't like it.
Answer me this. I watched Lion King with Bo and Annie the other night.
Okay.
Which
Sunday
one?
night, Saturday
Original
night.
or the
No,
CGI
the Jon
thing?
Favreau one.
Ew.
And everyone was saying it was hot trash, and the story was bastardized and it was garbage. And I'm like, it was fine. Like, I don't understand the hate. It wasn't that bad. Am I missing something?
Yeah, you didn't see character expressions on their faces like you did in the animated version.
That's it?
That was the big criticism, is it felt flat because you couldn't actually, they were animals and not big cartoon characterizations of emotions.
Well, animals don't look surprised. They just eat stuff.
Well, they don't talk either.
But that's why they hated it. Like that was the only reason. God, I heard everywhere it was hot trash, and I'm like, it was.
I mean,
I don't.
Megatron had lips in the Transformers cartoon.
That was so stupid. At least give it like 2 pieces of metal that like go like this.
No, they were. We talked about that. They were full pouty lips. Like let's be clear. Like Megatron had some diesels.
So speaking of like the reboot, we're getting reboot like galore.
It's rebootomania.
Like nothing else is going on. Like you'd think people are sitting at home doing jack shit. They could come up with a couple decent ideas. No,
they can't.
You know, Ren and Stimpy got greenlit.
So did Animaniacs.
Yeah. And
that's been in the works for a while.
Well, apparently,
that's about ready to come out.
Here's the thing: like Ren and Stimpy, apparently Bob Camp is not involved.
Okay.
Like, how do you do that? Like, what's wrong with you?
But it's kind of like Beavis and Butthead. It's like it's not. It doesn't translate today, especially the way Beavis and Butthead were, like music videos and everything. That was like the big thing. It doesn't translate today because nobody watches music videos. So what are they going to do?
But they do when there's so. Are you following all of the chaos and mayhem that's going on around that WAP song and video that's out?
I saw a thing on it. I didn't click on it.
So apparently Cardi B and Meg the Stallion released a song. Just go with it.
All right.
Released a song called WAP. That is just hypersexual, and I mean it is what it is, and like people are all like certain people are all like clutching their pearls and whatever, and like they're all aghast by it. I'm like,
so it's about wireless security.
Yes, it's wireless access protocol. That's
cool,
what it is,
cool.
And deep router penetration is what it's really all about. Yeah,
cool.
And so I'm like, look. I'm like, y'all know damn well and good that in all the people bitching about it, I'm like, you in 1994 were dancing your ass off to Short Dick Man and Lick It by 20 Fingers featuring Gillette. You were, Oaktown 357, Juicy Got Us Crazy. You were dancing to it. Salt and Pepper, Push It. You know every damn word. Like, and more to the point,
Bell Biv DeVoe, Do Me.
Exactly. Like, it's like, this is not so like it's that's the thing is like even ignoring the male song, like songs by males that are hypersexualized, this is not the first time a woman has done it. And I saw somebody's post that like basically posted this. It was a record or a series of collection of songs from 1934 to 1935 by this woman who just some of the raunchiest, like I can't believe it was actually made into an album, and I'll shoot you the link because I don't want to get too deep into it here.
I mean, does anyone know to this day what her milkshake actually was and why they went in the back and not knocked on the front door?
Not a clue.
Like why'd they go in the yard?
Why'd they go to the yard?
I don't know. They knock on the front door. If the milkshake was that good, like what was the milkshake though?
Well, but according to current social distancing rules, you can only bring 9 boys to the yard. That's the limit.
Because 11, then you get the Rona.
Then you get the Rona. That's how that works. But no, so there's that, and then apparently there's a Knight Rider movie on the way.
That's gonna. You know what? Do you remember the Knight Rider movie in shit? What was it like? It was 2004-ish.
There was a TV series.
Yeah. That was a Mustang.
Yeah.
And it was hot trash.
And it was the guy from Hawaii Five-0. Yeah.
Which Hawaii Five-0?
The updated Hawaii Five-0. That's
James Caan.
No, not the old. No.
Oh.
But no. So yes, I absolutely remember that.
But like, so what is this one gonna be? Like, is it gonna be a vet? Is it gonna be
whoever gives them the most money? I would assume.
I mean, there've been rumors about them re-releasing the Smokey and the Bandit Trans Am.
Oh God, they've been talking about that for 15 years.
Yeah, and it's all every time something comes out, it's complete horse. Of course, is it? So now here's the thing: is it going to be yuck funny like like Baywatch, and they're going to get Hasselhoff to play like have some shit ass cameo?
Yeah, I'll be drunk eating a cheeseburger on a floor. That'd be great.
Yeah. What was the other? Oh, the reboot. It's not a reboot, but it's I guess they're filming John Wick 4 and 5 back to back.
Yeah.
Well, so and I get it because it's not like this isn't the first time they've done that. Like so, like, and in fact, it's not even the first time Keanu Reeves has done it. Like they filmed Matrix 2 and 3 at the same time, and then released them, a while apart. What's interesting, so yeah, they're filming 4, and they haven't even filmed 4, and they've already been greenlit for 5, which is cool, good for them. But what's interesting is like, so I remember like end of last year, earlier this year, who knows in quarantine because it's all just a blur. They were talking about how apparently the Matrix 4 and John Wick 4 were scheduled to drop on the same day. Like that was supposed to be like the big like theater battle, was basically the battle of the Keanus, and which one was going to win. And so now apparently that cannot happen because he is contractually obligated to finish filming Matrix 4 before he even sets foot on John Wick 4.
I swear that he came right off a John Wick set and went on to Bill and Ted. Like I think he forgot how he was during Bill and Ted. That looks like the biggest bag of toilet.
Dude, you know damn well
film.
and good that's the dude, that movie's made for us. Like it's going to be the yuck nostalgia heartstring pull. That
like he's got like that like once like Christian Bale became Batman, he can't stop talking like Batman.
Yeah, right.
Like
yeah.
It's like that now. It's like he's John Wick now. Like he's stuck. Like you could tell he like his eyes
excellent to each other.
Like his eyes can't even open up. Did you see the previews? Like excellent. His eyes are all big. Like no, they're still like crunched up.
Be excellent to each other.
Right, yeah.
69 dudes.
Why'd you cast Morpheus in the same goddamn movie?
Why'd you say Martha?
Did you get your hands on any Rocket IPO?
Yeah, I did, just because I want to see what's going to happen.
Yeah. My broker, I guess the company that they're with is part of it. So he's like, you want some shares? And I'm like, I guess,
why not? I mean, we'll see what happens. I mean, I'm still curious as to how that whole set of companies is going to do, with everything that went on with Gilbert, and that hasn't been in the news much lately at all.
No.
So I mean, I'm just curious to see how it goes, but I mean, they're a company that's invested a lot in the area, and a lot downtown, and hopefully they continue to do so. And so we'll see how it goes.
I mean, I think they're diversified enough with the casino holdings alone.
Yeah.
And like the commercial real estate market's going to shit the bed. So hopefully
that's going to get. Yeah, and that's the more and more I talk to people about that, like the uglier and uglier that situation sounds like it's going to get. Like I don't think people just do not understand how, like, because there are a ton of people that are like just parked and sitting on buildings downtown right now, hoping that they're going to be the next multi-million-dollar buyout because somebody wants to put a weed factory or a weed farm in it, or a grow room or whatever. Like dude, like with everything that's going on and all the companies giving up office space and all the companies giving up, just saying everybody's going to work from home now and all that stuff. I got look at United Shore. I mean, like, United Shore just, they're in the midst of building out that huge, new extension, and they just, people that are working from home can work from home until at least January. So, I mean, and we've seen, Google and a bunch of, and Twitter and a bunch of other companies have come out and said, yeah, it might be work from home forever for certain positions and that kind of stuff. So I don't think people understand like how weird the commercial real estate market's going to get.
Well, we've been looking at space now for like 3 weeks, and prices are ridiculous and no one's budging. We finally found
because they probably bought high hoping to flip.
Yeah.
And
like the trash buildings in Detroit, it's like I had to step over like empty tequila bottles and glass, and he's like, why didn't you choose our property? I'm like, the whole point of this is to bring customers and vendors, and you're telling me, I got to step over tequila bottles on Monday morning. We ended up we're going to sublease from a friend of ours that got like 17,000 or 18,000 square feet, and as like the end of the building he's saved it just in case, and he doesn't need it, so he's like, we're basically getting it for half.
Cool.
So down in the Melrose corridor where all the data centers are.
Okay.
So, yeah.
No, cool.
But I mean, yeah, the prices that they're holding on to like are sick. You know, we have a mutual friend that got space in Midtown, and like what he's paying for it. I mean, it's a sexy space, but like, yeesh, you know what I mean? Like that's like 3x my mortgage. Like,
dude,
you know,
yeah,
is it
per
worth
month.
it?
Yeah, and it's, dude, and that's, you know, and that's the thing. And what, yeah, I mean, it's just, it's not like, now is not the time to be, you know, jumping in and trying to, like, you know, either flip or getting, you know, get investments in the commercial real estate state market. It's just ugly.
Yeah. But at least you're not having a bad week like the guy from Leelanau County.
Dude, I was just gonna say, you know, he's having the worst week ever,
dude.
So yeah, good old Tom Eckerly, who is the Leelanau Road. I want to make sure I get this right. He is the road commissioner. Apparently, was in a meeting and said, you know, I don't care about all this nonsense. It's because all of those N words down in Detroit. That's why the problems exist. And people are like, "Oh, you, dude, you can't say that. Like, what's wrong with you?" And he's like, "Oh, I absolutely can." Well, then he went on NPR the next, and I love how in the span of, I think it was like 8 hours, like I shot out the link to the NPR story where he goes on the radio and he's like, "No, I can absolutely say that word. It's, you know, N word, N word, N word, N word, da 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 da. You know, it's, and they are what they are, and da da da." And I'm like, "Oh yeah, that's not going to work out well for him." And then 8 hours later, Morgan Freeman voice, "It did not, in fact, work out well for him because yeah, he resigned, he gone."
He went on to say it's the same as saying he was German or Polak, and I'm like, no. I don't know who told you that one there, Skippy.
No,
No.
it's really not.
It's like, are you stuck in a time capsule? Like, do you not think that, like, you think that everyone got them AM radios? They're not going to hear what I said.
Yeah, you don't think there's somebody in the room posting it to social media while you're talking? Yeah, no.
Yeah, exactly. It's like, holy, do you what? Like, yeah, exactly. Share.
Yeah. Hey, so what are you going to do with your Saturdays this year, Bob?
Not watch college football.
Yeah, college sports, fall down, go boom.
Dude, it's such. I was watching it. I don't even know what to say anymore. Like, I guess the Big Ten voted 12 against
10-2, I think. Yeah.
Iowa and Nebraska said, you know, yeah, they want to play. And like the impact that it has, it's, I don't know, if you look at it from a, you know, feeding the NFL and, you know, just like what it does for revenue generation for those schools,
right?
Like to support the other sports, you know what I mean, that don't make any revenue. Like, dude, it's a multi-billion-dollar industry.
Well,
like,
but none of those other sports are playing this year either. So,
well, I mean, some are. That's the weird thing. Like I'm watching baseball right now on TV. Like, you know what I mean? They're college sports. I don't know. I think lacrosse might be still playing. I'm not sure. It's just, you know, again, it's this whole like, not the nitpicky thing, but like, why does all these other things get to play and like that one doesn't, but this one does? And, you know, I guess they're all making personal decisions, which is fine. You know, doing what's best for the kids or safe, or I don't even know anymore.
Well, I mean, and that's the thing. I mean, you know, and you look at it like, you know, so for kids that this was their last year, you know, you kind of feel for them because like this is the year they're usually looking to showcase before they go on the draft and all that stuff. So I mean, it's going to be interesting to see how that plays out over the course.
Oh, Dave, I should have led with this story. This is the best thing I've heard all year. We've all heard email spoofing stories where someone, you know, took on the CFO's letterhead and told the CEO to wire me some money, got away with, you know, so somebody sent this person an email with the CFO's name, but it was garbledjargon@gmail.com.
Okay.
Right. But like the name was of the CFO.
Right.
And said, I'm in a bind. How much credit do you have open on your cards still? And the guy's like, he went out and proceeded to buy $12,000 in gift cards at the gas station. And then called the CFO to see if he got them. And they're like, we're at the, you know, no. But now, like, this dipshittery, like, do you still want him working for your company? It's on his personal account now.
Right, yeah, because that money's spent, and you did it, so it's not like you can claim fraud.
No, and you can't, like, ask your company to reimburse you because they'll rather soon probably fire you. And it's
Wow.
like you got to that point. You got to that point where your CFO wants gift cards to Amazon.
Right. And why would you have not made that phone call first? Just
From
go, hey, dude, what's going on? Like, why are you in such a bind?
Right. Or anything for that matter. It's just like, and it's not even like it's a small company. It's $100 million company. It just makes me cry. It makes me, I could just see every security professional that I know just face palming going,
Pinching bridge of nose. Yeah. So I guess what's your take on this whole story about Amazon moving into basically abandoned Sears and JCPenney locations in malls?
You get to shop there? Or is it just warehouse?
No, it's just warehouse.
Why do you want it in prime locale? I mean, I guess here's the thing: you can only
malls aren't a thing anymore.
Well, yeah, I mean, nobody else is. If they could lease it to anybody else, I'm sure they would.
Well, I mean, how many M1 Combat laser tag or Planet Fitnesses can you
Spirit
open
Halloween.
for the love of God? Or Spirit, this is seasonal, but like, what are they all turning? They're all turning into the Planet Fitnesses.
Yeah.
How many of them can you possibly need? So like, but going to Lakeside Mall and having the end cap of just a warehouse, it seems like a really stupid use of space.
Well, but again, if you could find somebody else to lease it, great, more power to you. But I mean, that's the complaint that basically all of the other tenants of these malls that are having these discussions are having is, okay, well, what does that do for us? Other than basically you're bringing our competition in to make shopping, make delivery easier. Where they don't have to come to our stores because there's now a warehouse location there. So everybody within a 50-mile radius gets even faster delivery.
Same day. Yeah.
Yeah. So I mean, it's again, I want to see how that's going to play.
We talked about we wrote a blog probably like 10 years ago and like, what is it that you do here?
Yep.
And it's never been worse. My LinkedIn's getting destroyed and I'm starting to answer people back. And
as you've always wanted to?
Yeah. Now I can.
As you should.
And I'm not being rude, but like I'll give you an example. And if I just don't understand. So like I really like, okay, so like work with me here. I really like what your company's doing and would love to learn more about you. I've worked with many professionals over the last 20 years. I think it's worth our time to have a conversation to see if our companies would be a good fit for partnership. I'm confident we can make more money together on our own and well as care more deeply for our customer base. Do you have time for a call?
That's all copy paste. Like there's no customization per
Zero.
client. Yeah.
So then I go to his website because I'm trying to figure out what is it that you do here.
Right.
I respond, are you a telecom broker? Right. And he's like, I am, but not the typical kind, meaning I have over two, blah, 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 blah. And my company's the best. And, like, why don't you just say, I'm a broker. I'm really good at what I do. I don't know if there's a chance to, share clients. You know what I mean? But I'd love to talk to you.
Yeah, even more direct. Like, here's who I am, here's what I do, and here's how the two of us could work together.
Yeah, I had to deal with it also with a guy that I'm like, are you a recruiter? And it was the same thing. Oh, listen to this. We help companies strengthen their hiring process to make more informed hiring decisions. I'm not sure what I do is relevant to you, but I would enjoy, would you open for a conversation? I'm like, are you a recruiter? No, we are disruptors of the recruiting space. That's why we started our company and built our model. I'm like, you're a recruiter. Like, it's not a bad thing to say you're a recruiter. It's all about it's relationships in that space. So it's like, I'm dealing with, I'll answer like 2 a day now.
Right.
Like, are you just this? Like, why can't you just tell me? Like, and the cut and paste, there's like 4 paragraphs of stuff.
I'm not reading on a
No.
I'm not reading that on a LinkedIn connection request. I'm just not.
Right. Like, you do that, I do this. Let's, go have coffee and, if it works out, we can touch peepees. Like, isn't that how it's supposed to go?
What the hell kind of meetings are you having, Bob?
Good ones. Good ones.
Wow. And how many times does the word docking appear on your calendar?
Twice.
So the Lean On Out guy is having the worst week ever. Apparently, who's been having a really good time over these last few months? Foot Locker.
I don't understand,
dude.
I do, but I don't.
And I've been talking about this. So the guys that run Sneaker Box, they're back in studios on Thursday nights downtown, and we've been talking about this for the last couple of weeks. Where like apparently like both like just sneaker retail and the aftermarket have not taken a hit at all during like this entire chaos. And it's one of like, and he's like, oh dude, he's like, it's totally because people are spending their stimulus money, their unemployment money, like that's what they're spending it on is sneakers. And I'm like, I really? Okay, I guess.
I am getting a crew to paint my condo. Was pulling teeth, dude. Like, I'm not even kidding, because they're all getting the checks. But like, you get extra, dude. But that joke was going way back when Bush gave out the $300, and then everybody like buy Walmart stock because everybody's getting a flat screen when those things were new.
Dude, every time tax refund season comes around.
Right, but like, what's the new thing right now? There's not much except for like I'm seeing like vintage stuff. Like, there's just, what else is new? Like,
well, because
the latest electronics.
It's because they're appealing to us, Bob. That's why.
Is that
here, dude? Did you see the video? I don't think I put it in one of the group chats, but I wanted to. Like, apparently, do you remember those Evil Knievel toys when we were a kid?
Yeah,
like
of course.
The little wind up one that like you pulled the string and then like it would do into the jump and
the ramp.
Yeah. Apparently, those are making a huge comeback and for the low price of $60 plus shipping.
Oh, the new ones.
Yeah.
See, what's pissing me off? I was big long thread with Mark. I don't know did we talk about this already with the Mandalorian with the Black Series figures, and then there's the white box figures were limited release. So the Black Series are like still worth just $20, but the limited release are worth like $800-900 now. Like, so like the new releases of toys, they're only like, okay, it's a JCPenney exclusive, and they're only like dropping 1,000 of them. And there's a huge run on those, and then there's like the second after. Like, I don't understand why they're are they creating? I don't know why. Explain to me why they're creating a secondary market demand, because they're not making any money off of it.
No, but it creates buzz around what they're doing, and so people then go out and try to find the other ones as well, just to have them. And some of it is they can gauge their price points for future releases.
Transformers is a big one that does store exclusive.
Well, and like but like, is it? Well, and I mean, God, that's happened, dude. Like Star Wars did that with, there were certain, Hasbro or Kenner figures that were, only available in certain stores in certain locations, or a Toys R Us exclusive, or this or that or the other thing. So I mean, it's not like it's new, but
you get the Emperor with 5 UPC labels,
or the Boba Fett and the Boba Fett. But because I mean, but again, like you and I don't have that mindset. Like, to us, they're toys. Like, and that's all they are. They're things. I'm going to take them out of the box. I'm going to set it up on the bar or on my desk or whatever else, and that's all it's ever going to be. Like but yeah.
Well, the thing that's getting me is I have an entire bookcase full of baseball cards, and not just baseball cards. I got football cards. I got wrestling cards. I got Star Wars cards.
Aren't worth anything.
Well, then I look at, like, I follow Pristine Auction all the time because they always have some pretty cool stuff. Every once in a while they have, I bought my Bosworth jersey there, but they have like the Trout rookies, like $1,000. Like the Jordan one is like $4,000. The 86-87 Fleer Jordan.
Okay, but is that what they're really going for, or is that what Pristine Auctions is throwing them out at, hoping some idiot with an open balance on his credit card is going to be drunk and click and buy it?
I don't know. That's why I bought my Shaq rookies. I was drunk. Do you remember the baseball card shows, like on Channel 38?
Yep.
Like, who's got a baby?
Yeah.
I remember I bought, like, there's like a Shaquille O'Neal every rookie card, and I bought the whole thing. And God knows if it's worth anything now.
I was like, what are those worth these days?
A nickel. I heard the Star Wars cards, but see, like, some of them are only if they're unopened. Like, so I remember, like, I bought, like, there's like a 92 Tops, and I bought like 6 boxes of them, like, unopened. Those are worth a nickel. You know what I mean?
Well, but so like me, when I bought those, I would just wait, and then I would buy the sets at cons, just because like I don't want to go through the pain in the ass of like opening the deck and trying to make sure I have the entire set and all that nonsense. So because again, to me, like I want them because I want them, not because I want to sit on them and resell them at some future point in time. So I mean, it's they're worth whatever they're worth to you.
Well, I bought like that was the I forget what year it was, but that was the year where Billy Ripken had F face on the bottom of his back.
Right.
And I bought I remember I'd save up, and when the cards dropped, I would get the Fleer, the Dunross, the Tops, and I would because the
they all
card
came
shop.
in. I had a bunch of them back in the day too. Yep.
Yeah, because the card shop would assemble the thing, and I remember buying it, and then years later, I went through it looking for the Billy Ripken card, not in there.
Of course.
Yeah, I'm like that one card. The whole point of buying this set was for that one card,
Yeah.
But yeah, like all the Barry Sanders, I think I got 30 rookie cards of him from all different, platforms and all that. I think that's a $20 card, and I got to go pay $5 to get a gem mint rated, and hope I can sell it for $15.
Right.
It pisses me off.
So I'm curious. I did download this and I started playing around with it, but I haven't got too deep with it. The Fox software that basically screws with facial recognition technology. It's kind of interesting, but I'm kind of because I mean it's almost like I feel like this is the closing the barn door after the horse has already escaped though, because this was developed in response to basically facial recognition software combing and grabbing just hundreds of millions of images from Facebook and Instagram and all that kind of stuff without any user permission whatsoever, but it's designed to basically add a layer on top of the image to make it basically unusable to facial recognition technology.
I was gonna say I couldn't figure out what it does. It just how does it? Is it scrambles it?
Yeah, I mean it subtly tweaks your images of your face enough that you're and it's funny because if you look at the examples, if you look really really hard, you can see what it's done. It's put the cheekbones maybe a centimeter further apart, or it's just some tiny amount, or your smile, your eyes are a little bit further set apart, that kind of thing.
Don't they have the glasses that dick with
that
when
bounce
you rob
stuff back? Yep.
You rob a bank. You know what they should make? If you could do the backgrounds on Zoom calls, why can't you do them on facial recognition? So Peter Griffin, you walk around all day, and then your face becomes exactly, or just make it whatever you want it to be. That technology has to be there. We'll make it.
What are you carrying a projection booth around with you?
Yes.
How do you foresee that working?
Well, how does
how do you affect? This is for digital files that already exist, not real time camera tracking.
Oh, see, I'm talking you put the thing around your neck, and then you have the thing, the video camera shoot to your face.
I mean, they have camera proof apparel where it's a scarf that looks normal, but when a camera sees it, it reflects a whole bunch of light, so that the camera can't recognize you.
But the downside is you're wearing a huge shiny scarf, so there's that.
Right, didn't it work in Minority Report or Face Off? One of those two worked
for sure.
Isn't that our theory? If it worked in Running Man, it'll work now.
Why haven't we brought back Running Man? Why and I don't mean as a reboot. I mean in real life. Let's just make that happen already. I'm good with it.
It depends what they do, but yeah, I'm good with it.
Yeah.
Pedos, murders, but yeah, let them run put it on pay-per-view, $49.95.
Right. Pay off the national debt. I'm perfectly okay with it.
They bring out Jesse the Body Ventura with the
is Richard Dawson still alive?
He hasn't been alive in 15 years.
Nah, I don't think he's been dead that long.
He's been dead that long.
Now I gotta look.
I want to look it up now because
that's what I'm
been
doing.
Dead 15 years.
Holy shit! 19
years.
Oh no, died 2012. 8 years.
8 years. And he was old man. He was born 9 years before my dad.
Dude, he was old when they did Hogan's Heroes.
That's a show they should bring back.
Oh yeah, because that's what the world needs more. Actually, you know what? People running amok and making fun of Nazis might not actually be a bad thing right now. You might be onto something.
That's that's like Mike Zapsik's favorite thing to talk about is bringing back Hogan's Heroes. Hogan.
Speaking of which, dude, shout out to those guys. The poor bastards. Apparently, the building that their studio's in caught on fire. They didn't have any damage to the studio itself, but they had a lot of smoke damage. So apparently that's still getting cleaned out. I caught a video from them earlier. They were basically sitting in the garage talking about stuff because they couldn't be in the studio. But yeah, hope everything gets cleaned up for them quickly.
Insurance money. Did I say that out loud? I didn't do that.
I mean, it is Jersey. You never know. That's a thing. All right, we got anything else, or are we good?
No. Anything else on TV you've been watching? I'm running out of crap.
Dude, I'm not gonna lie. The X-Files being on Hulu has basically consumed my life. Like that's like I don't care how many times I've seen it. Like it's like when The Godfather comes on, I gotta watch it. So like that's like, and I'm watching at least an episode a day just to burn my way through it. And the best part is Hulu not only had this is where I always ran into issues with like when Netflix or Amazon had it, they would have the series but not the movies. So Hulu has both the series and the movies. So you can actually burn through and catch everything properly.
See, I'm so into Letterkenny right now. You have no idea. Like it got to the point where I couldn't believe that they can deliver those lines without laughing. So now I'm looking up bloopers. I'm looking up interviews because I want to see how they are in real life.
Right.
Like, that's how far down the tracks I am with Letterkenny. And I couldn't be angrier as a human being that I can't do one line. Like I can't sit here and do a line or do a bit.
No, because that's not that kind of show. Yeah.
Like my favorite right now is Shorzy when he's yelling at the hockey guys when he's taking a dump. Like I freaking like belly laugh in this house. Like it literally shakes the walls. Me belly laughing, and I'm like I've watched it like 18 times, just trying to like get one of your mom jokes, and I can't do it.
Yeah, no, it doesn't work that way.
No, like just one line. I want one line. I can't do it. By the time I do, it's not going to be funny anyway.
Although, what are we? We are 11 days away from the next season of Lucifer dropping. So that's what's gonna rip me away from X-Files is when that season 5 of Lucifer drops.
Do you remember when like
I remember
the best part of the year was like when school started and all the new shows would drop and you were like.
Here's the funny thing. I actually had that thought earlier. So, like, you know, I was like, as I'm on season 2 of X-Files now, and as I'm looking, and I'm like, God, like, how many episodes are in this season? You forget, like, dude, there used to be 25, 26 episodes in a season. Like, it was none of this 10-episode drop and binge shit. Like, no, like 26 weeks of your life were spent waiting for, you know, Friday Night in the X-Files to come on, or, you know, whatever your show here, like it was like half the year was covered with that stuff.
Well, and that was the thing. It was summertime. It was like goddamn reruns. And then you go outside and you play baseball because there's nothing else to do.
Right.
Now it's like literally like my daughter's like doesn't even leave the house when she's not working. It's like because she's binging Friends or whatever the hell, you know, The Office or that 70s show or, you know, whatever it is she finds next week. You know what I mean? It's like, it's, you know, you had to go to damn Blockbuster and you had to rent like the movies that were picked over because everyone else, all the good shit was gone and you were happy.
You had to have the friend that worked there that would set shit aside for you.
Right. Dude, I haven't been in this house but what, 15, 16 years? Like I remember when the Blockbuster was on the corner of Walton and University.
Huh?
And like I remember seeing the neighbors there. Like we were telling that story. Like when did that Blockbuster finally close? It wasn't that long ago.
Well, didn't we? We talked about this. God, we talked about this years ago. Where Blockbuster could have bought Netflix for $10 million back in the day.
They would have ruined it.
Maybe.
It's kind of like Redbox. Like you thought Redbox would be a thing, but like Redbox, they try to go the digital route. Are they making money? Who knows? Are they making money? Like again, I need another subscription. Like I need a freaking hole in my ass. Did I say that out loud?
You did.
No.
All right, that wraps us up.
That does wrap us up. We're gonna wrap things up for episode 360 of the IT and the D Show. Hope everybody's staying safe. On behalf of Bob, Dave, and Randy, do us all a favor. Drink up your drinks. Get your phone numbers. You don't got to go home. You just got to get the hell out of here. See you next week. Drive careful. Beat it.
See you guys.